Don't miss the Green and Growing Show in the noon to 9 p.m. hours on Eagle TV. Ellis County Horticulture Agent Holly Dickman will identify common lawn and garden issues while providing up-to-date information. Watch weekdays in the noon to 9 p.m. hours on Channel 14 or 614. Green and Growing, brought to you by Riedel's Garden Center, a full-service garden center west of Hayes on Highway 40, and Eagle TV.
With our current weather conditions, it takes a real expert to create landscape that'll thrive. Riedel's Garden Center has the staff with the expertise of water requirements for plants, lawns, and landscapes that'll stand up to our changing weather conditions. With 25 years of hands-on experience, owner Darren Riedel will customize a landscape design and irrigation system to meet your expectations and our climate. It's recommended to protect your lawn using Fertilome products available at Riedel's Garden Center, an authorized dealer. Call or stop by Riedel's Garden Center today.
During the warm summer months, many people bring houseplants like this outdoors to help them recover from being indoors and in those low light conditions for several months during the winter. This is the time of year, though, when those night temperatures are starting to get a little bit cooler, that we need to start thinking about bringing these plants back indoors. Usually when the night temperatures are around 50 degrees, that's when you want to start thinking about bringing those in, because temperatures less than 50 degrees can actually injure some of these tropical houseplants that we have in our homes. Now, there are a couple things to think about when you bring houseplants back inside from being outside all summer. One is insects. You want to make sure and inspect the plants really closely. You know, a big plant like this is going to be hard to actually look at every single leaf, but a lot of times if you can actually just spray the plant down with a strong force of water from a garden hose or something, that will help take care of any insects that might be on the stems or the leaves. If you're concerned about insects in the actual potting soil, which can sometimes be an issue, you can actually take this whole pot and submerge it into a bigger pot or a bigger container and just submerge the whole thing for about 15 minutes. And a lot of times those insects that might be in that potting soil will come out at that time, and you can take care of them then. Another thing to consider when you move houseplants back indoors is that they have been in some very high light situations outside. So they're getting much more intense light, much greater light than they will once they get back into your home. So moving them back in should be a process. You want to get them acclimated back to those low light levels. So when you first bring them inside, put them in the brightest spot possible. Even if it's not the final destination for that plant in the long run, you want to bring them in and set them in the brightest spot possible. That way they can slowly get used to those lower light levels. After a few weeks, you can move them to a lower light position and then finally into their final position. But that will help prevent those plants from going into such shock to where they might end up losing their leaves. You know, we see that sometimes when people bring things in from outside. They bring them, they put them in this real low light condition, and then all of a sudden the plant just drops its leaves because it just doesn't need all those leaves anymore. So to try to avoid that, try to take a slow process of acclimating that plant back into those lower light levels. Once you have the plant in place, go ahead and care for it as you would always care for your house plants by watering as needed. Check the soil to make sure it's dry before you water. You don't want to overwater, and depending on the plant, sometimes you can just go several weeks before you water again, especially in the wintertime when it's not growing very much. If you have questions about houseplants or maybe some insect pests that may have infected some of your houseplants, contact your local extension office for more information. Reporting for K-State Research and Extension, Eagle TV, I'm Holly Dickman, Ellis County Horticulture Extension Agent.
Don't miss the Green and Growing Show in the noon to 9 p.m. hours on Eagle TV. Ellis County Horticulture Agent Holly Dickman will identify common lawn and garden issues while providing up-to-date information. Watch weekdays in the noon to 9 p.m. hours on Channel 14 or 614. Green and Growing, brought to you by Riedel's Garden Center, a full-service garden center west of Hayes on Highway 40, and Eagle TV.
With our current weather conditions, it takes a real expert to create landscape that'll thrive. Riedel's Garden Center has the staff with the expertise of water requirements for plants, lawns, and landscapes that'll stand up to our changing weather conditions. With 25 years of hands-on experience, owner Darren Riedel will customize a landscape design and irrigation system to meet your expectations and our climate. It's recommended to protect your lawn using Fertilome products available at Riedel's Garden Center, an authorized dealer. Call or stop by Riedel's Garden Center today.